Page 31, Twist and Shout. If you like rock and roll, here we are. 4/4 times. We got accidentals, so we got to deal with those. Otherwise, we're playing all white keys. Let's take it one hand at a time and make sure we get this rhythm. It's the rhythm here. Starting out at the beginning in the right hand, fourth finger puts us here. And it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Now hold that down for the rest of the measure. Next measure, 1 and 2 and 3. Not too bad so far. Next measure, the last measure on the page. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Just make sure you get all the rest in where they belong. Then on page 32, measure 6. And then going on 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's kind of repetitious here. Let's go over to page 33. It's measure, what, 20, where the right hand comes in eighth notes. 1 and 2 and... I like to do a 2 1 2 1 2 on it. Rather, I don't like using the same finger on this, so I'm going to do a 2 1 2 1. And then on the measure 21, you sort of have to. It's 2 4. I'm hinging at the wrist here. And then the chord at the end is a D, an F sharp, and an A. Hopefully that's not too bad. Left hand, well, it's doing something different. So here at the beginning on page 31, it's a D chord again. It's here, an F sharp, and an A here. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's tied. 4 and 1 and 2 and. If that confuses you, then take out that little tie and play all those notes. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. Play them back. Get that, and then put the tie back in. You just hang on to the note rather than playing it again. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and go on. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just hold that down for however many counts that is. Page 32. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. It's pretty repetitious too. The problem is it's completely different than what the right hand is doing. So we'll get there. On page 33, measure 18. Again, we got the eighth notes. They want the fourth finger. I'm going to use 1 and 2 on all these. I'm just going 1, and then I have 1 and a 2. I just don't like using the same finger on every one. So I'm going to do 1 2 1 2 here in the same one. This is a fast piece, and I don't want to go. I get tense when I do that. So this is now when you get to measure 21, you have a choice, but you're hinging at the wrist. Don't use the whole arm. Hinge at the wrist on this here, and then measure 22. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and it's crossover. So it's 4 3 2 1 3. Then we try and put the hands together, and of course it all falls apart, but that's all right. Just at the beginning, 1 and 2 and 3 and together, and you're holding that down. 1. You come up on 1, and that's a kicker here. Careful on the second measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. Come up on the right hand when you play the G. You're holding that down as you're doing this. The measure 6 on page 32, it's here. 1 and. Here what's going on. Once you kind of get the rhythm, it kind of flows. It may take a while to get the rhythm. You go over to page or measure 18. You're here. Again, I'm doing just eighth notes. Then right hand. And then together. It's hinging at the wrist here. Rest, because this goes on beat 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you go through and put the hands together, and then go back through it very slowly and get rid of the hesitations. It has to be a steady beat. Once we can do that, then we'll add in the articulation. That's the accents and staccatos and stuff like that. You don't have my... Just connect all this together as best you can. They have it. Just connect that. Connect the first two measures. The accent 1 and 2 and 3 and give it a little extra oomph. It's syncopated, and normally with syncopated notes, it throws the beat off, and you accent that, you know, ba, ba, and it's important. So it doesn't have to be really accented; it's just accented. And then here, and then measure 4, staccato, hinge at the wrist. And that's really what it is on throughout most of this. You get that accent, that's what's important. And on page 33 at the bottom, on measure 21, nothing here, just play it, but then you get a staccato on measure 22. And an accent, extra, and then connect this. Accent, or a staccato. And then an accent. So ideally, you get to know it well enough, you can start feeling these articulations, but you have to force them at first, and that's okay. Same thing with dynamic. It says moderately loud at the beginning. This is going to be both hands here, because it's kind of a duet going on. Whatever you think moderately loud is, makes the accent note a loud note. And you're staying in that area pretty much until page 33. Measure 18, you come down, you're going to build up. It's soft, moderately soft, then go up to moderately loud for measure 22, or 21, excuse me, and then go up to loud with an accent, makes it very loud. And then loud, very loud, because of the accent. The accent just takes up a notch. So you can work out this gradually going from soft there. That's where you want to go, up there. Then we talk about the speed. This is a quick piece. Then that's the problem. You got to stay relaxed, because if you get tense, the muscles don't work. They slow down actually. And they get to the point they won't move. You got to stay relaxed. Now on page 33, they've added a little bit of pedal. You see on measure 18, you see the pedal. It goes down at that point when you start that. And it comes up on measure 22 with the staccato note. It's got to come up with it or it won't be a staccato note. So just lift it up. As the hands come up on the staccato note, so does the pedal. And that's it. I'm not actually going to show pedal because that's all they're using it for, and you don't need it at all. You could leave it out and not even use it. That's fine. Now if you're playing this for people, you got to get this page turned without messing up the beat. And you're kind of busy. So if you have to, you can, once you play the note on measure 5, here, and you're doing this, while you're doing this, you can quickly turn the page with the left hand. Instead of holding that down, you can just turn the page. The best thing would be simply memorize page 31. It's not very long. Just memorize that right quick, and then turn the page before you begin, and you don't have to worry about it. Now I'd like to do a play with you, just to play it along with you, really slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. Not going to do any dynamics. I will do the accents and the staccatos though. I can't do the page turn, so we're going to do page 31, and we're going to stop turn the page, and then I'll count in again, another 4 counts, and then we'll do the rest of it. I'm going to give us 4 counts, and you have a rest on beat 1, so it's really 5 counts before we come in. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, and 1 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Turn the page. 1, 2, ready and go, and 1 and 3, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and off. There's a duet for this. This should be interesting because you got to know your part pretty well. There can be no hesitating or anything. And the duet is completely different than what you're doing. So you have to focus on what you're doing and get all that right in order to get this to work, because I can't follow you. You got to follow me. So figure out how you're going to do the page turn and all that. We got to have all that worked out because we're going to go straight through it just like it's written. And at the beginning of this, there's an introduction. There's several measures. There's like 3 measures or so introduction before you come in. So at the teacher part is here. And then you come in. So I'm going to do the introduction, and then right when you come in, I'm going to play your first part with you. And then I'll do the rest of on the duet part to help you come in at the right time, I hope. I don't know if this will work or not, but we'll try it out. I'm not going to take it full speed, but I will speed it up a little bit. Now, to get this duet to work properly, I need you to go up an octave again. So just pretend middle C goes up an octave here, and instead of here, we're going to be up here. Like that. Play it all up there. It will be a little slow, but all right, we're just kind of trying to get this to work. 2.